Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Kingdoms and Castles, where in the previous episode we expanded our wall all the way to the left-hand coastline here, and then obviously put in all of the required defences. We then went ahead and built a very nice sort of park, town square area in the centre of this new housing estate, which also has a church and a bathhouse and things like that. So overall it is quite good, and we have enough space to hopefully build some nice farming areas along this way as well. So overall quite happy with that. However, we have a little bit of a problem. Can you spot it? Ah yes, it happens to be some invaders of the Viking variety, 5 times of, as you can see, and they're currently heading towards our coastline, which doesn't have a wall around it. Now, it's not undefended. We have several of these ballista towers and a couple of archer towers and some knights and such to hopefully deal with all of this. But anyway, let's go ahead and move these into position, because we need to make sure that we can obviously defend against whatever arrives. So I'm just moving them in position like so. I'm also going to get our archers, which are currently on the walls. Actually, is that... oh yes, they're actually up there. Let me see where I can get them. They're down there. They're the archers. That's archers as well. So we'll put the archers further back. So we have 1, 2, 3 sets of knights. And where are... do we have another set of archers, or is that just it? That might actually be just it. Either way, we can see that what's going to happen is the boat is going to come in towards us, and oh yeah, it's actually launching some stuff from this catapult that's on the back, which I didn't actually expect. So yeah, that's interesting. It's actually done some damage there. Looks like the giant has been absolutely annihilated. We went straight in with the archers and the knights and such and took that down. What I'm going to do is basically hold them off on the beach here. Now, I do expect to lose some people, but that's sort of par for the course, really. Let me just get some more people in, move these further up, because we want to get, obviously, the archers firing there. We're going to occupy the farmland and do, hopefully, some fairly decent damage. You seem to be absolutely waving through all of this, which is pretty good. Looks like one of our banners has also fallen down there, which is a bit of a shame, but their banners are falling. Oh, yes, not actually as fast, and we have actually lost all of our 3 knights. So now the invaders are running through the town along our road network here. Obviously, they are going to go past some other towers and arches and such, so whatever their objective, it's unlikely that they'll hopefully fully accomplish it. So I'm just going to run past here, and we can see that most of those are being taken down that were in the center, running actually towards our lovely new park. Maybe that's all I wanted to do, just have a little roam around there, but I fear not. Let me just use the cycling thing here, and we can see that, ah yes, they're actually, where are they at? They are one there, one there, one there, one there, and one is apparently over here. So let me go ahead and select those guys, bring them down, and are they trying to steal things? Because it says they're around here, but I'm not seeing them, or have they actually just died? It seems so. Alright, so we have actually successfully defended against those guys. Sadly, however, we have lost 3 of the knights, so we will have to obviously recuperate these archers there. So 1, and then, well, the other one I don't need to recuperate, but I'll bring them back to the archer station here, and we now need to start training some more swordsmen. We're going to put 3 in the queue because we need to get all of those. Obviously, it's going to say there is not enough people, and that is technically true. We also have now got trending towards 100 happiness because of the 25 plus 25 glad Vikings were destroyed in the recent invasion. Well, they were very much destroyed. Speaking of not really destruction, but more of an issue, we can see the Noria network is such that it's actually ran out of water on this side here. So we don't have the fountain going, and we don't have the reservoir for the irrigation. So we need to sort that out. And I'm just going to go over here, and we can see we have obviously all the salt water there and fresh water. And what I'm hoping to do is put a Noria around these parts here. See, a lot of it's salt water, but this is fresh. So I'll unpause it and let the game crack on there. We're going to go over to our food and the Noria and rotate this round. I'm going to guess that I can't place a Noria there. Oh, it's too close to another Noria, which is a shame. People have advised that we can actually build in a moat and place it down, but then I've also had people say that actually that is a genuine bug, so I don't know whether or not that would be a good idea or not. So, because I don't want it to be patched and then, you know, it all break. I'm also tempted to place another one there, another like pier there, but I think that will be too close. But on this side, we can see we've got fresh water on both the left and on the right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demolish this tower all the way down to the very base level of it, and then I'm going to place in, well, I'm going to replace it basically with a castle block up to the top there. Actually, is that fresh water? That's also fresh water. So it'd be best if I actually demolish that again. Looks like we haven't built it. Put it further back basically, but what I'll do first is actually place these in areas where I think we can possibly have them, and one there and one there, and then what I'll do is place the castle block in. Oh, the castle block would actually have gone in where it was, so I'll just replace it like so, and that shouldn't be too much of an issue. And we'll place the ballista tower on top there. Obviously we need to run the water, so I'll run that in a moment. It'll probably just run straight across and then open. Hopefully that will supply enough water for the remainder of the populace. Speaking of the populace, we have 862 people here with 863 beds. Food is more than enough on nearly 2,000. However, as you can see, we are actually running out of fish and pork, and that's going to be the sort of priority for this episode, really. Getting up some more fishing stations, one for this area, this area, this area, and this area. We may only get 3 out of the 4, but we'll have to see how we get on. So there you are. So overall, quite happy we managed to stop the Viking attack. Naturally, if we had walled this off, we may have fared better, but, well, we haven't done that. We just haven't walled this off. I think it would be a bit too much of a hassle, and I don't actually mind having to defend it manually there. You can see we're still waiting for soldiers, but a lot of the soldiers will be recruited after the building is completed, although I think what we'll probably have to do is get some more housing. So I'm going to place some manor houses. It's actually going to be sort of next to this church, you see, and then in between those we'll place a nice little cottage like so, and then we'll run the pathway around the outside. You see, I'm trying to break up the regimented, the regimented bits like this, the grid system. It's not overly griddy, because when you look down, we've got like extra sections here, and it's sort of it's not just like a big straight road. You have to like turn left and right, and you've got, this is where it's really griddy around here. So yeah, it's not too much of a problem, but I think this looks better than this one. Although it's, you know, a different district, so there's not a big issue there, is there really? Anyway, so pretty happy with the defences. If we look at them, we can see the soldiers are 99%, which is highly skilled there. So it does cost us some wages to keep that going, but I don't think it's a huge issue. In terms of the Great Library, we can research, open research, and we can see we've got stronger sales, which is 2,450 generic units of currency. However, we don't need to do that because it's for transport ships. And then improved construction techniques reduces construction costs by 10% for wood and 5% for stone. So that's something we want to go for. However, it does require 3,150 gold. We can store 4,000 of that, so that shouldn't be a huge problem, but we'll see obviously how we get on there. It looks like this has now been sorted. I'm just going to go over here and see just how tall we have this. So it looks to be 1 block from the center there. So I want 1, 2, and that is that about right? It might be higher. Actually, what I'll do is I'll count the stones, the keystones on the side. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to the corner. Okay. So from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's actually too tall. So I may just cancel that. Actually, I can't cancel it. Technically, I'll have to demolish the block and demolish the block. And I'm just going to double check the middle. So not including the archway, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the top. Whereas this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the top. So this is actually 1 too tall. Not that we need to have it at the same height, you understand, but I like the idea of it being similar to the other one, and we've had no real issues with that in the past anyway. In terms of defences, we're going to go with archer towers, 1 and then 2, and that should suffice. I would like another ballista tower maybe in the middle here, but we'll have to see how we get on. I'm also keenly aware that actually if any dragons come in the centre here, the only defence really is this thing. But then again, they have to pass the walls, so, you know, it's not like it's totally undefended or anything. We have, 15 unease from recent plague infections. I didn't actually, oh yes, there you go, terrible plague has swept the land. And actually, health is 96, so people are very unsettled by it, and rightly so. We've had first-hand experience of that. But the thing is, we've taken all measures that we think we need to, and we've got good healthcare around the city, so there you are. So I had several people visit the kingdom, but no one could find a home. We got 857 people and 875 places to stay because they've made this cottage here. But then we're going to get the manor house. Is that a cottage? Yeah, it's a hovel cottage and then a manor house. Near here we have pretty much all the amenities you would want. You've got a bathhouse, you've got a nice little gardens there, you've got your market to get all your goods, you've got a nice tavern in the corner, a church just next to you as well, so pretty much all the things you need, and also charcoal as well. Let's have a quick look at charcoal. We're on plus 35 per year, which is good. We're on 126 tools plus 4 per year, so again that's pretty good. And in terms of our iron mine, we're on plus 118, plus 7 from the last year, so actually if we start to produce more things we may have some issues there, but we'll see how we get on. Obviously fishing is alright over here. I'm just trying to see if there's anything we can do. No. There's a merchant that has arrived. Let's have a little chat with the merchant. So going over to sell here, and we're going to sell pretty much everything that we have over here. So I'm just putting like 500. I'm just typing 500 in, and it's getting sold. I'm not going to do. Oh yes, I'm going to do with the, not with the tools, but certainly with the armaments, and we gain a nice amount there, and probably enough, I would hope, to set that research going, although I fear we're just a little bit short of that. No, we're okay. So we're going to go for improved construction techniques, which is going to take a total of 4 years, and obviously we've seen previously what it does. It's basically a cost reduction, which is very, very nice indeed. Looks like the Noria number 1 has been built, so what we'll do is we'll go over to our food, and then the Aqueduct, and the Aqueduct will, I'm just going to run it across, and actually that's the thing, do I run it across and down, or do I want to run it this way? I think I want to run it probably along like that, because otherwise we will end up in a position where it's going near here, and I don't want to spoil the view, so yeah, it's definitely an aesthetic choice and nothing more. You can see that Noria is now in, so we've got 2 Norias functioning, which is fine. We do need some more stone in order to get the other aqueduct, which is required, so we need 2 more pieces of aqueduct, so 1 can go there, and then 1 more. You can see all of the villages here, all of the builders bringing the resources, just running straight towards us, which is pretty good there. In terms of food, it actually says we're at minus 54 total change, but remember I did sell some, so it's not a huge negative, but something that we do need to focus on. But that's what this area will be around here. This is going to be a nice little farming area, a little bit close to this, but it's not a big issue. You don't have to zone it or anything like that, like in other games, like sort of City Skylines or anything like that. Anyway, place that down, and that should hopefully be a connection to the Noria network, and this is now Aqueduct. I call it Noria network. I don't know if you would call it Noria or an Aqueduct network. I'm guessing the latter, but anyway, you know what I mean. We've connected it all up. So we've got 1, 2, 3 Norias on this regional area here, with the lovely markets that are in between, which I do quite like. And we've also got 2 over on this side, and probably potential for more because there's fresh water there. Yeah, so if we wanted another one, we could remove these trees, put in a pier there, and you'd put the Noria across. So it's not a big issue. In fact, if we wanted to, we could probably put one there, put a Noria on this side, and then put a moat there. There's lots of things we could do with it, but we'll leave that for now. Anyway, we can see that this is getting built, which is what we want, and I think we need to have a look then at our fishing huts. So the fishing huts, you can see we can place pretty much anywhere we like. However, we want to place them in an area where they're not going to overlap one another. So I want this one so it only intersects with these fish. The one here will intersect with only these fish. I think that fish in the corner there, I think pretty much we can rule that out as a bit of a bust. And instead what we'll do is... yeah, we'll probably just say this one, connect these two, or make sure that the collection circle has got these two. The other one will go in about here, which is going to get that one, and then one will go in this corner here. And making sure, as I said, that none of these intersect. The problem with the other one, see, that can go there, but then this one would have to go out here, which is quite a ways away. I could put it there because it doesn't intersect with that one, and that one can go in that corner. I think it would go there. Yeah, that's probably the way forward. Okay, one there. I'm just trying to see whether or not... I see this one also... placing it there might not be the right call. Demolish that, because it covers the other one as well. Although, those do. Be careful not to place too many fishing huts in one area and overfish. It doesn't say it's overfishing. I don't know whether if you place... Oh, no ply available for the fishing boat. Interesting. Interesting. I'm going to fire up a festival here, see if we can get more people here. I wonder if it's a case of... See, if I place that there, will that cause the issue? I'm going to guess so. I think we'll just place one there, and one in here. Something along those lines, I think, is probably the way forward. 1, 2, and then I'm probably going to remove some of these trees. Well, correction, I am going to remove some of those trees. We'll come out and along. Move all of these. All of those trees like that. And then it'll come out and across. And this is where we'll have our fishing hut. It looks like this Noria and Aqueduct is complete. Only one little bit of the Aqueduct to complete, which means we should now have some water over here. Yes, so water is now over in this corner, and irrigation is being provided. So that's good. Excellent. 57 employees enjoyed it so much they decided to stay. I was going to say 57 employees here. That's not the case. I mean, they may be employed in a moment, but we'll see. Over to our town here, and I want to build the road that connects up all of these fishing huts. So there's a fishing hut there, and there's a fishing hut there. So that's connected those up, and then we'll just go straight across. That is fine. That works out. Actually, what I might do is build across there and demolish all of that. Obviously, I'm going to have to try and, yeah, demolish that there. That's better. It just goes round so we can fit in perhaps a few more farms and such, because this is where we're going to have some farming. It also will require some irrigation over on this barren land. That's not a problem. We have a lot of fresh water. But where can we put a windmill? Well, a windmill can go in there, and then we'll probably place another one in here. I think we're going to have 4 windmills in total. One there, and then maybe 2 on this side. Something like that. Let's go over to our food. And most of this will be fed to the swine herd anyway, because we're going to have some swine herds, I think. Maybe in this corner. Haven't fully decided. But we need to go to windmill. And you can see the area effect for that windmill. So 1, 2. And do I want to offset it slightly? So 3. And then 4. Like that. Actually cancel. Oh, actually have to be demolished. Make sure that it's the right orientation. Or at least the same orientation. There we go. And I think what we'll do as well is reservoir. Reservoir there would be nice, wouldn't it? And that'll irrigate the rest of the land. Although a little bit to the right there will irrigate that section, which we're not going to... I don't think it's going to really matter. So we'll demolish that, and that's obviously going to turn all the water off elsewhere, but it also sits quite nicely in that corner, in that little connection there. We've also got irrigation on that side. Not that we need it there, but it's not a big problem, I don't think. At least this one will be connecting those up, and then, yeah, it's irrigating that. So at least we've got it going. So 917 people, and we have 925 beds. Looks like taverns are too crowded. We need to build some more taverns. That is not a big problem. I'm going to... Let's have a quick look. Have a look around then, and just going to see if they have access to taverns. So yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yep. Well, these have access to tavern. That one doesn't have access to... Oh, they don't like the noise from the quarry. Oh, okay, so... Right, yeah, so that's a thing. It's a bit too noisy for them there. Where is the nearest tavern in this corner? Oh, is that where we're missing taverns out? Or maybe we just need more. Maybe we just need more. We'll see. We'll wait for the rest of this to be completed. I'm hoping that the Noria and Aqueduct stuff's going to be completed, because now this is turned off again. Where's the water actually go up to? The water goes up to there now. Oh, so it goes actually nowhere near as far. I wonder if that's because I'm using more water with the irrigation. That is possible, I guess. And it is me guessing. It is a guess, but there you are. We've got, looks like the fishing huts are in this corner, so we've got fishing going on there. This fishing hut is getting built, and the road we will build going out here and then along and then to the fishing hut, which will be in this corner. And let's go for fishing hut. Obviously this will require some fishmongers, so I'm going to place some fishmongers, probably 2 or 3 of them in this corner really. Although, do I want to run the road up and round is the question, and I think the answer is yes, I do. So run it up and across, and I'm trying to avoid all of this land that is fertile, so I'm just going to chop down that section and connect that up, and then ideally we want the fishmongers centralised, but I don't think it's going to happen. So instead what we'll do is place one here and then one in this corner, and then the middle one can pretty much choose whatever it wants. And we had an issue previously with some of the stockpiles being full, and that's because even though I set it to like 900 like that, it can only store a certain amount. So I'm actually going to put the wood, the timber on this one to 50, because this is obviously right next to the stone mine. I don't want that turning off. And the same thing is also applicable in this corner. So this is stone. I'm just going to say 50 for that, and there we are. Doesn't mean these are stopping, I don't think. It just means they have to carry it elsewhere, which is a bit of an issue. I'm sure there's loads of little micro changes we could make to vastly improve it, but it's not a huge drama, is it really, keeping it as is. Looks to be a nice clearing there, so we'll put that in. See, all the windmills are getting built there. Irrigation is not yet built, but to be fair, we've got some natural irrigation from the sky because it's been raining pretty much since we started this episode, so there you are. I'm just noticing that, well, that's fresh water there as well. Don't know if we could place a Noria there. I very much doubt it. It'll probably say it's too close to another Noria, so I'll give it a go. It would actually fit in there. I'm preemptively going to place another one because I have a feeling we are going to need that. We have, if we look over here, 1 unit of knights, so that is good. Where are the archers? The archers are just outside there, so that is also okay. Swordsmen, you can see, are training. Trained swordsman squad +2, so we need 2 of those. Waiting for trainees to arrive. You can see currently we have a population of 896, but we have 925 beds. Probably not a lot of people staying because of the state of the place, although it's very good healthcare, and you can see the happiness is good. I'm going to reduce the tax rate just slightly because we might as well, and you can see Robert Fermier has died of old age along with 13 other peasants. Alright. We'll go over to our merchant ship here, and whoops, once again we'll go for lots of selling. And oh, that's purchase. And there's some money. Okay, good. Charcoal is we're on. We're actually not on the amount that we actually need. So I might need to get some more charcoal burners. We'll see about that in a moment. Looks like irrigation has started here, which is excellent. I am going to connect up that once again to the other aqueduct. I'll just move it along to that one. Maybe we could go straight ahead. 1, 2. That would look better, I think. I feel that would be better. It's actually, yeah, probably okay. Just double checking, and yes, this is all connected as well, so that's what we want. Good. We are trending towards 90 because of excellent health and our taxes. Taverns are still too crowded, as it's pointed out there, so we will have to sort that out. I'm just looking around to see possibly where the best place for a tavern would be, and I guess around here is not a bad place. I know we've got a tavern. I know we've got a tavern there, but realistically, we have the space to put a tavern in here. There's actually a gap of 4 there, which I can put another house in, but it's right next to this quarry, so I don't know whether or not we want to do that. But either way, we're going to put in. That's a baker. We want to put in a tavern, and we're going to place it in there. So basically, whoever lives in this house has a tavern either side of them, a big stone quarry, and a market, as well as a ballista looking down into the top bedroom window. So you wouldn't be able to sell that house for love and money. There's no way that you're going to be able to sell that. That is not happening. Anyway, where were we? So we want to place a couple of. Let's go over to our food here, fishmonger, and we'll place the fishmonger in there, and then over on this side as well, right next door to the other one, because why not? And hopefully that will function as intended, and I think we're going to crack on with some more housing because, well, we just need to have some. So we'll place one there, place one in here, and then another one in here. This is just obviously our cottages and manor houses, and I'm just going to rotate them where I think we need to, and then we'll then run a road in. So not the most efficient way. I know I'm putting roads around it and it's all a bit of a weird shape and size, but that's sort of the point. I'm trying to break up the sort of look of it. And now we're going to put some farms in, and it's going to be a fairly simple matter of just clicking and dragging and building farms along here and connecting all of these up. Now obviously not all of these are ideal, because we have some areas that are not perfectly, I can say perfectly irrigated. They are perfectly irrigated, but they're not the most fertile lands possible. But there you are, and we'll place that across there. And then finally, somewhat ironically, over the last bit of fertile tile, we're actually going to road over. And if that's not enough food, I don't know what will be. Actually, storage, that's a thing. Let me pause it for just a moment. We are missing out on storage, so let me demolish these farms because I want to try and place some granaries here. Let's go over to our food and then to the granary, and sadly the granary is too high to fit into that area. Now we could put the granaries on this side, that is possible. We could also put them on the edge, but I'm not gonna. I don't like them on the edge. I don't like that idea because it will encourage, I guess, looting if they come this way. So more centralized, I think, is better for us. Another option is that if we check food, it does say that the granary here actually doesn't say how much you can store. It stores a lot of wheat and stores wheat, so I'll have to check over here. So this big one stores 450, the small one stores 200. So for the same footprint, you get an extra 50 for the bigger one. Okay. Right. What I'm going to do is demolish these farms along there then. And I want to see, if we can build underneath. I'm confident that we can't. No, we can't. But we could place them along here. But that's on fertile land, so no, we'll go back to the original plan then. So it's just farmland across there and farmland across there. I don't know if those are the different orientation, but we'll see. And then the storage for all of that, we will place probably along here. So I don't know how much each field makes. Does it actually tell me? Produces food depending on fertility. It doesn't. Okay, so what we'll do then is have a granary building in here, and then a granary building. I think we'll just have 3 granary buildings, quite frankly. Let me demolish that. And 1 second, back over to that granary, rotate round, and then rotate round. Sadly, it is sort of going to spoil the view here, but it's not a huge issue. That's quite nice, actually. That's not bad at all. And with all of that, hopefully we will be able to produce loads of food. Speaking of food, we can go to swineherd 1, 2, and 3, which will then fit in quite nice. I could put a 4th. 4 swineherds, which are apparently very inefficient, but there you are. They're now in. So we've got our huge farm. We've got 4 swineherds, all of the granary bits there, and then finally, let's say we've got the fishmonger and whatnot working out as well. So I'm hoping that with all of this we'll now produce as much food as we need, although I am also very, very aware that we will be running low on tools. Tools is +4 from last year, but we've now just gained another 4 swineherds, and we need some butchers as well, so I need to place a couple of butchers over here. So we'll go for butcher, and then 1, and then 2, and maybe even a 3rd or 4th later on, but that's going to require some more iron, which is going to come from here. So I'll sort that out in a moment. Probably remove all of the trees on this side, remove a couple of trees from this side, and then over to, where would it be? Oh yeah, actually a fire brigade. Wouldn't mind a fire brigade around here. I'm tempted to place it in that corner. In and around here. Not in the centre. Where's the best place for a fire brigade? Shame you can't place it more centralised. I mean, I could remove this. No, I like it going around here. So probably that bit there. That would be about right, won't it? So we want, if I can find it again. Oop, there's hopefully a lot of food that's going to get stored there. Fire brigade, totally lost it. No. Yes. Makes sense it being right next to the water, doesn't it? Right next to this Monger and Aqueduct. Okay, good. So that's been removed. I want to go to rock removal and remove the rocks around here. And while we're at it, ooh, that's bad. So, one has found out that you can use rock removal to remove the rocks that you actually want to mine. So you have to be very careful, because when it's snowing like this, everything's just the same colour practically. So I've removed all of this, but that one I haven't. Right, that's fine. I want to make sure I wasn't removing the wrong thing, and it doesn't look like I was just removing this bit, so I'm going to do the same again, although I fear that I may have... hopefully I've got the tools back. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's now being removed, and over here we have something similar, but I don't really need to remove it. To be fair, the only reason I'm removing the one in the middle is because I want to place another house there or something. I haven't yet decided. May even place another... I was going to say a bathhouse, but there's one there, and also it's the different footprint. Okay, fine. We haven't got a close access to a library in this corner, but we have close access to a dragon, which is coming the direction that we said may cause us an issue. So the dragon is heading towards... Well, actually it's heading towards the central forest. I think it's checking out to see what our peasants and villagers are doing down there. although they're one and the same, I guess. It's just going over there now. However, it looks to be another dragon, the smaller dragon, which is now heading into the middle, and I think we're going to have some spicy wings back on the menu, because there it goes. Okay, so they're going to cut that up and have a nice little hot wings, and we've also got the dragon now coming into the center. It's actually charging, looks to be straight towards this statue, and it's probably going to land right on the farm, which that's exactly what's going to happen. And dunk. Today's beverage, today's dragon slaying beverage is a nice cup of green tea. So still not enough people to train us, the swordsman there. I'm going to put our tax rate up a little bit, and ooh, charcoal seems to be a little bit overfired on that front there. It says we're actually okay for charcoal, so shouldn't be too much of an issue. We have those getting built, all that put in, swinehead on the go, people chopping up a dragon. So overall, that seems to be alright. Okay, I think we are going to leave it there. That's been quite a bit of building. We've managed to obviously extend out towards this side. We've added another 3 norias in. We've massively increased our food production with the addition of these farms and the windmills and the 4 swine herds, as well as obviously everything down this side as well, more fisheries, and overall I'm pretty happy because we've managed to fight off against the Viking invasion, which was coming at our most, I would say, oh, fire has claimed a charcoal maker. Oh dearie me, there, it actually has. Let me go to rebuild that. As I was saying, yes, it was a little bit worrying at first when it was coming along that side, but it looks to be sort of alright now. What I'm doing is I'm actually going to chop some trees down and place some, just in the front of these charcoal makers, some wells, and that should be alright. And we just reclaimed some space by destroying some unusable stone. Yeah, good. And we also went ahead and started the research here, which is actually now completed. We've managed to complete that improved construction techniques, which it's a very, very small bonus, and admittedly, if you've got to this stage and got that, I would argue that actually the bonus that it gives you is sort of not really worth it for the price you've paid at this stage. If you got that early on and it was a bit cheaper, then it would sort of pay off over the time you played. But 5% wood and 10% wood and 5% stone, now that we've built the majority of this, I'm not entirely sure. Either way, like I said, we will leave it there for now. Next episode, we'll have a little look at the city and really sort of find and see where we want or need to go. And realistically, we've got a lot of things placed that... Hang on, clear some stone space? Yeah, it looks like over here. Let me go ahead and put in a manor house right in the centre. Yeah, so it looks like we're doing alright for stuff. We'll have to go through the list and see what we haven't got and what we may need. I think we've got pretty much everything built that we need. Maybe another library and a clinic would be pretty good over this side, but we'll check that as well. Food, hopefully alright. We've got markets, we've got Norries, Aqueducts, all the butchers and such. We'll have to keep an eye on those. Haven't got many bakers, so maybe a couple of bakers would be in order, but that'll mean charcoal makers. But then again, it's all sort of expansion. But we'll see how we get on. I don't really plan on extending like to all of this area here. I don't think that would be really of great interest. I'm certainly going to get some more tools and, well, more iron and then more tools, and then some more bakers for bread for here, so that will be a nice one. And then obviously some more housing, and then we'll see how we get on. But yeah, we'll cross that bridge, I guess, if and when we come to it. Either way, I hope you have enjoyed and had a little sort of relax with this episode. Hopefully it's been alright for you. Either way, let us know in the comments, and we will go from there. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.